On one side, I know I can do it, but there's always this doubt and there's always these thoughts that pop up into your head that you can't. I've just woken up after a long, cold night camping up on top of the Sass. Today marks the start of a new challenge. To be up here after 6 months of being injured means a lot to me. The summit was never the destination, it was always going to be the beginning of linking the highest bikeable peak in the Alps to sea in Finale Ligure. This journey is about connecting the dots between two places that have played a massive part in influencing the person I've become today. It's intimidating, I'm scared, I'm nervous, but the journey starts as soon as I pack up camp and get out of the warmth of the spivvy. Let's go get it done. Holy. Mountain biking up on the Sass, with that exposure, it definitely makes you feel alive. One mistake up there could cost you a lot. The plan going to this challenge was to go hard in the alpine mountain section. I was going to push on the climbs, chill out on the descents, and then by the time I'd get to the Italian plains, it was going to be easy. So that was a 1 hour descent off the mountain. It's a bit chilly, so going to keep moving, but now it's time to get to Finale. The game is on. It doesn't get much better than that. Holy! Up the highest paved pass in the Alps, up to about 2.7 thousand meters of elevation. It's a big job on. It is so painful each time I see one of these signs. Tells you how far you've got to go. 4 kilometers left of this path. Well, that was one big descent. I'm now down in the valley. I've got a massive headwind. Col de Moncenis. Here we go. That's the last major mountain pass. Now I've just got to make it onto the other side of Lac de Moncenis. One of the most awful climbs. Just absolute chunk. So savage. This might be smoother. It's like a skinny. I'm in Italy and about to start a massive descent over 1,000 meters down to the valley floor. Time for lunch.
Boa ideia, perché non sapevo che si possa.
So what I thought was going to be the easiest bit ended up being the hardest bit. As I finished the mountain section and entered the Italian plains, I was welcomed with a savage headwind. and it started to sink in that I'd be fighting that headwind all the way to the sea, and to stomach the thought of that, of having to deal with that for the next 10 or so hours, was quite a savage thought, and the mental games started to kick in. I'm in the Italian plains now, getting absolutely annihilated by headwind, so doing my best to keep tucked, keep low and out of the wind, but this is so savage. It was a balancing point of managing that effort, and I was just on the borderline of my legs exploding, but just managed it and kept them ticking over. It's slow going in these towns. I'm quite often quicker than all these vehicles, so just end up getting held up. Missed a turn. That's the other issue, is that there's so many turns. It's quite hard to keep on top of navigation. There we go, back on it. So this is going to be my last supermarket stop, so I'm going to get some water. So I'm attempting to buy some stuff, but there's no staff here. Don't know what to do. Siestas and Italians, they don't mess about with that either. I was waiting for about 5 to 10 minutes in the supermarket. No one in sight. I was just wanting a few snacks and searching for staff. No one would come. So when you're doing something to the scale, there is always things you can't account for. The goal is to make it to Finale before the gelato shops shut in the next 5.5 hours. In my mind, that flat section was meant to be the easy part, but that wind turned into the most savage part. So as much as it absolutely sucks to be back in the hills, oh, it's so good to have some shelter. I just spent the last 4 or 5 hours in the most savage headwind. Wind update. I'm now along the tops and I'm getting demoed again. When is it going to end? With something to the scale, there's always doubts, and there's always that thought in the back of your head that maybe I can't do it or something's going to happen. But I think when you think about it, this is so simple. All you've got to do is just keep pedaling. I'm back along the tops of the hills. I just cannot hide. This is so tough. Time to put the lights on and time to have a Coke. The night shift begins. Leading into the big final climb into Finale, in a way the challenge was done by that point. I knew I could make it up that climb, and my mind started to turn to the final descent. And there it is. 1,000 meters down to the sea now, and then it's gelato. I'd picked out an all-time classic descent, starting at the top of the NATO base and leading down to the sea, and I was stoked. I was in the zone, and I did quite a fast pace of that down there. So pulling up at the beach at Finale, it felt like the end of a chapter. All the hard work, all the doubt, all the hardship that goes into a mission like this, just like that, it was all over. It's done, you know, it's the end. I think one moment that stood out to me was just how lucky I felt to be out there having the opportunity to push myself. It was a self-made challenge. There was no one pushing me along, no one telling me I had to complete it by a certain time. It was all on me. And I think what kept me going when it got hard is just my stubbornness. If I tell myself I'm going to do something, I'm just going to go get it done. I'm not going to make excuses. I'm just going to get my head down, get to work and do what it takes to complete that goal. We're all so much more capable of things than we think we are, and more often than not, it's your mind imposing the limit on you. Take that chance and see what you can go make happen. I believe it's often yourself imposing that limit on you, so forget about that, come up with a big goal and go and chase it, see what you can get done.